My name is Lark Frazier.
And what have you been doing since the hurricane struck?
I've been teaching people how to poop in a bucket. Basically, we realized when the water went out that we had 10 gallons of water for 4 adults and a child for the foreseeable future. So the first thing that I did was I came down and I set up my shit bucket, because you just can't be wasting water when you have that little water on flushing a toilet. I actually grew up with an outhouse in my backyard. When I was a kid, I grew up rural in Colorado. We had non-potable water was our only water source, and we didn't have an indoor toilet when my family first bought it, and when we lived there. So I am very familiar with non-potable water. I'm very familiar with outhouses. I've done a lot of like backpacking and leave no trace principles, and I've pooped in buckets and I've pooped in bags, and I've done composting toilets and all sorts of stuff like that. So yeah, I mean, so pretty much I just jumped into like figuring out how I could help a couple neighbors figure out something to do, and create like a safer dry toilet system that could be safely disposed of in the trash rather than having to learn about composting or anything like that. The first day I set up ours. The second day I think I gave out 5 toilets to neighbors. The next day it was like 25, and then I think now, let's see, we're like 14 days in, and I think I've given out 1,000 dry toilets in the last 14 days. So it's just a 5-gallon bucket, like from the hardware store. And then it has a pool noodle or pipe insulation around the rim, which is just to make it more comfortable to sit on. And then you put a contractor bag in it, just kind of squished out to the sides. And then it operates with like wood shavings or sawdust or crunchy leaves or anything that's like nice and dry. And then you pee in a cup, set it aside. You poop on the shavings, you put your toilet paper, your sanitary products, everything else in there is fine. Cover it up with shavings, put a lid on it, and then wash your hands and walk away. And then once your bucket is full, you just tie it up and put it in your trash. And that's the end of it.
That's amazing. I have questions.
Yeah. Most people do.
So you said contractor bag? What's the
Yeah.
difference between that and a trash bag?
Thicker plastic. So because we were like we've been buying supplies and giving them out. We want to get people started with kind of the safest option. So just that thick plastic. It's also a really large bag, so there's a lot of room to tie it off very well, which is important because we want to keep it intact in the trash can.
So you can't pee in there?
Yeah, so you want to keep it as dry as possible. So you just kind of hold the pee cup down there, try to pee first, set it aside, and then if there's a little more after that, it's okay.
Is it legal to throw your poop in the trash?
Great question. The answer is no, and the answer is that we do it every day. So it's kind of a weird thing where like technically nowhere in the country are you allowed to put human waste in a landfill. However, every single day we put diapers, we put dog poop bags, we put cat litter, we put bed pads for elderly and disabled folks. And in a lot of disaster zones, the advice is dispose of your waste as instructed by the city. And up until yesterday, we didn't have any acknowledgement that some people weren't able to flush, and there wasn't any guidance for people on disposing of it. But as of yesterday, the city has officially said that dry toilet materials, so bags that are dry, tied, and intact of human waste, can be put in your city trash until further notice, which was a huge relief. Because I was like, yeah, I mean, it's not strictly legal. It's not strictly illegal, but it is, it was hard to, I don't know, hope that I was giving people the right advice, but also like it's an emergency I didn't totally know. So that was a big relief to like see the city finally like make an acknowledgement of that.
Did you ever think you would be known as like the poop bucket lady?
No, but also in my heart, maybe.
Explain maybe to me.
One of my favorite photos of me that has ever been taken, I was like 16. I was like working at a summer camp, and the photo is of me singing the scat song to a bunch of 6th graders. You know the song? Starts with an S and it ends with a T. Comes out of you and it comes out of me. I know what you're thinking, but let's not call it that. Let's be scientific and call it scat. It's like a really dorky camp song. But it's one of my favorite pictures that's ever been taken of me. And it's like me doing that when I'm like 16. So in my heart, yeah, maybe.